That's some good stuff. That's some good stuff.
So, A Nightmare on Elm Street 4, The Dream Master, tells the story of the return and revenge of Freddy Krueger, who also preys on a new band of kids. Hey everybody, how's it going? It's me, Devin Hollister, and today we're going to talk about part 4 of the Nightmare on Elm Street franchise movies, The Dream Master. As I said in my last 3 Nightmare on Elm Street movie reviews, I'm doing a full series on the entire franchise. So I'm starting all the way from the 1984 original all the way to the, I believe, 2009, 2010, I forget which year it is, the remake in that year. So now we're on part 4 of The Dream Master, and this is actually my second time watching this movie. I watched this movie after I had reviewed the last one, which is part 3, and I just got done rewatching it so I can get a better idea of it. And I actually liked this movie a lot more the second time watching it. So if you guys have not watched my previous 3 reviews on the first 3 films, please go check that out, and let's get started on The Dream Master. So starting off with the positives of Nightmare on Elm Street Part 4, The Dream Master, the special effects are the biggest highlight of this film. They are insane, especially with the kills in this movie. There's a ton of crazy kills, and the special effects are insane in this movie. Like, some of the most craziest special effects I've seen in any, like, 80s, 90s, like, horror film. It's insane what they accomplished in this movie. Don't get me wrong, there's still a couple of weird CGI effects. There's, like, this really bad kind of graphic where Freddy has like a hole on him, and you could tell it's like straight up, it's just like a copy and paste image that's like shaking around. But the majority of this film, they have like insane practical, very done well special effects. It's almost up there with, like, if you guys have watched John Carpenter's The Thing, and there's especially one scene that I'll talk about in a second where the special effects are so well done, and it creeps you the hell out how weird and nasty they are, and it's so awesome to watch. Like, they go very well, they go all out. And continuing further about that, the kills in this movie are insane. The most insane scene to me is when he turns the girl that's working out in the gym, in her garage or whatever, he turns her into a cockroach, and then he squeezes her in the box.
But you can't check out.
You can't help but to feel so weirded out by it. There's a ton of like body work stuff that's done on Freddy as well. There's a couple scenes where you see, just like in part 3, where he takes his shirt off and you can see all the souls of all the children basically attached on his body. It's insane stuff. And towards the third act of the film, you have like where you could see a whole bunch of people, and like it's almost like a rubber suit that everybody's stretching out in. And it's insane stuff to watch, man. It was so weird. And it's very effective. That's why I really enjoyed it. And I also really enjoy like the first half of this film, where you have the 3 returning surviving characters from the last film, Christian, Kincaid, and Joey. Now, I understand that a lot of people have disagreed about how all 3 of these characters are killed off in this movie. I certainly didn't like that when I was watching it for the first time, but based on this rewatch, I didn't think it was too bad. I certainly think that it was kind of messed up how we enjoyed these great characters and we wanted them to survive, just for them to be screwed over in this movie. We were with these characters for a while in this movie, and then it does eventually happen. And then we're given the lead new character of Alice, who I think is a good character. I think she had a good relationship with all the other characters from the last film. You care about her surviving and getting through Freddy. And Freddy in this movie is awesome. I mean, another great performance by Robert Englund, where you have a bunch of great one-liners. You have a good mix between horror Freddy and comedy Freddy. I also really enjoyed the character of Rick. He's not that big of a part of the film, but he's the sibling of the character of Alice. And I think he was a very funny character. He had a bunch of good lines as well. And the scene where he's going against Freddy and like doing all the karate moves and everything, even though it was fairly quick and it wasn't that really that good of a kill, I still thought it was very hilarious to watch, and it gave me a lot of like Nickelodeon vibes. I don't know why, but I really did like that scene, and I really did like the character of Rick.
A true warrior needs no eyes.
You have a nice like brother-sister relationship that you kind of watch unfold in this movie, and he always sticks up for her against the not abusive dad, but more like just kind of drunkard, neglective. And so it's their relationship is something that you actually really do care about in this film, and that's just plenty of reason why I do like this new character, Alice, even though I would have preferred to keep Christian instead. I thought it was interesting how Christian was able to give her powers to Alice after, you know, Freddy defeated her and everything. I thought that was a very interesting aspect. And one thing I didn't realize about the whole situation was that apparently whoever she pulls into her dream, I think this was, I don't know if this was elaborated in the last film, but this was kind of brought up in this one. And I found it very interesting where whoever she pulls into her dream, because, you know, she has that power to connect people's dreams into hers, she inevitably puts them in danger of exposure to Freddy, because once they're connected to her dream, Freddy can connect to them, and now they're pretty much screwed like her. And I thought that was interesting because, you know, with this certain power that she has, there comes a risk. And with that type of risk, it makes you care. It makes you vouch for this character because you want her to get through this. Unfortunately, she doesn't, but we have this girl Alice, who's able to do that. And she is able to learn from Christian's mistakes. She's able to just keep going on, and eventually she defeats Freddy. And in a way that I'll talk about in a second, but I think like overall that was all creative stuff. I think it was done very well, and it all made sense. And lastly, the set design and the directing is very well done. There's good shots in here, and there's a bit of like a weird like karate, like kung fu style to this movie. I don't know, it appears a lot in this movie. I don't know the reasoning behind it, but I thought it brought kind of like a fun element to this movie that was very entertaining to watch. Now on to the negative things that I didn't like about this film, and there's only a couple, and unfortunately it's going to go half to Christian, who's played by a different actor named Tuesday Knight in this film. I didn't really like her as Alice. I mean, excuse me, not Alice, Christian. Not saying it's necessarily her fault, but a lot of her lines that she had in this movie were kind of just like weird lines that we kind of all cringe at. And I don't know, like maybe I'm in the minority with that, but I didn't really. I think the last actress who played as Christian was a lot better. She delivered what she could of that character better. And just the lines that they gave Tuesday Knight in this movie were not very good. Again, while it was really awesome to see the characters of Kincaid and Joey and Christian from the last movie, I do also kind of just feel like maybe they were kind of disrespected in this movie. Because again, we went through that whole movie wanting them to get through the stuff. And they were the only three survivors out of that whole group, even of Nancy, who survived the film. And so just for them to be screwed over in this movie and follow a whole bunch of new strangers who aren't a bad band of characters, they're entertaining to watch. But when we just went through that whole film, and it was really awesome to see those kids, and we love those kids, and just to see them get screwed over in this movie, it's just kind of, it's just weird. Also, the dumbest thing about this movie is, and I'm sure a lot of you may agree with this if you've seen the film, is the resurrection scene of Freddy. How he gets resurrected in this movie, a dog pisses on the ground and he summons. He gets resurrected by dog piss. I don't know. Came up with that, and how does that even make any sense? I'm also a little bit confused about his death scene. So while I did mention that the special effects, the practical effects that we see in the scene are very cool and very well done, it doesn't make a whole lot of sense how he's defeated, right? So the movie talks about this poem called The Dream Master or something like that, and it's not really explained well what it means or what it has to do with anything. It's just there. They just say the lines of the poem. And how Alice defeats Freddy in the end is she holds up a mirror to him, and by him looking at himself in that mirror, it frees all the souls of all the kids and destroys him. That I just didn't understand at all. Like, there was no explanation behind it. It's just, I say a mystical line and that was it. And he looks at his reflection and he just defeated. That's it. There's no explanation. I don't know. Maybe I missed that. Maybe you guys understand that. If you can't explain it, let me know. But I didn't. It was very convenient to me. I don't know. It just happened. But overall, I think that's all I really have to say about the negatives. I think this movie is actually a pretty good follow-up to the last one. I know these movies kind of may have like a continuancy kind of problem, but I think that this movie does a good job of following up with the next, as well as bringing in a lot of new stuff. And personally, I think that Freddy is awesome in this movie. I think that these new cast of characters that we got, along with the few that we got from the last film, they all mixed up pretty good. And so yeah, this was a legit pretty good film of Nightmare on Elm Street. I didn't like it the first time I watched it. I thought it was kind of boring. But then after rewatching it this morning, I was like, yeah, this is pretty good. So it'll definitely be high on the ranking list once I eventually am done reviewing all of these movies and I rank them from worst to best. So you'll definitely see this movie high on this list. Well, everybody, that's all I got for this movie today. So if you appreciated this review, if you like this film, please let me know in the comments. Please leave a like and subscribe if you enjoyed. Next week, I will probably either do part 5 or anything else new that's coming out lately. I haven't really decided, but I'll keep you guys up to date. If you haven't, again, please check out all the other reviews that I did for Nightmare on Elm Street or any other reviews I've just done in general. I really appreciate your time, guys, for watching this video, and I'll see you guys next time.
Some good stuff.